So the next type of use value is called indirect use. So the direct use were kind of obvious. They were things we go out, we use them, and they have market values. Indirect use are things that we need, like regulating services, supporting services, and cultural services. But they don't have a direct market value always. So these are often referred to as public goods, and we think of them as belonging to society in general. These types of things tend to be very expensive to replace, and sometimes we don't have replacements that are very good for some of these things. And there's a lot of debate about how to value these indirect uses. The most common way we talk about is the cost of replacement. So an easy way to think about this is the purification of water. So ecosystems will purify and clean our water, and we can think about how much it would cost to build a wastewater treatment plant to do that service for us. And that might be one way to estimate how much this water purification from wetlands might be worth. So the first group of indirect uses are called regulating services. These are benefits obtained by the regulation of ecosystem processes. So that's why they're called regulating services. This includes things like climate regulation, carbon sequestration, flood control, purification of water and air, dealing with our wastes, and then controlling pests and diseases. So we'll start with water. So I want you to think about, look at these pictures. On the left, we have a forest and a grassland. And I want you to imagine that a big storm system with a lot of rain comes through and dumps several inches of rain on this forest and grassland. What happens to the water? Now imagine if we took these ecosystems and we converted them into a parking lot. If we had the same rainstorm, what happens to the water? The answer is that it has nowhere to go. If the forest and the grasslands are there, sometimes you get some flooding. The soil might get muddy, but a lot of that water is able to percolate into the soil. It makes all the different surfaces of the trees and the grass wet, so some of it might evaporate back into the air. But if it falls on a parking lot, it doesn't have anywhere to go. It can't seep into the ground. It runs off. And a lot of times you get flooding. So in areas when there is a big rain and there's a lot of concrete and asphalt and buildings and not very many places for water to infiltrate, when we get these really big rain events, we often get flooding like this. And so this is a picture of the flooding. And next you'll watch a video that's a news report from the city of Houston about this very sort of thing happening.